What we've got now, though, is vacancy rates at 1.3%. It's starting to get very difficult for people who want to rent a home to find one. We've got people coming back from overseas that want to live back in WA again, and they're finding it very difficult to find a suitable home to rent. G'day, Lou from Elgas here again. Today I'm going to talk about some great news that's come out of a report by Westpac regarding the WA property market. So I think it's becoming well known in Western Australia that the vacancy rate for rental properties is about 1.3%, which means that it's very difficult for some potential renters or tenants to find a property to live in. We've got lots of people from overseas that want to come back home as a result of the COVID virus, so that is going to put some upward pressure on that vacancy rate. I don't think it'll go a lot lower, because when you think about it, that's for every rental property, that's 2 weeks that it's vacant, which is about the time it takes for a landlord to move tenants in and out of a property. There might be a few repairs and things that need doing. So we've got a vacancy rate that's very low. So what happens when something is in high demand like this is the price of it goes up. So for rental properties where there isn't a tenant, you would expect to see, given that scenario, that rents would start to rise. We've got a little bit of an impediment with the COVID-19 rules, and that is existing tenancies cannot have the rent increased until March next year. So that'll dampen median rents, I would think. But inside of those numbers, you will find that the properties being leased out from now on, we should start to see rental increases based on demand. Once we come out of that window, then I think rents will probably go up. If rents go up, then it spikes investor demand to buy properties, because they're now more cash flow positive, or they're less negative. So it becomes more attractive for investors to enter the market. Anecdotally, talking to real estate agents, investors can see this coming, and they're already getting back into the market where they weren't before. So I think we're starting to see the beginning of an upward tick in the real estate market in Western Australia already. And going back to the Westpac report, Bill Evans has been quoted as saying that he thinks that the Perth market, rather than going down anymore, will probably remain flat. I think we might be seeing an upward tick already. He's also been quoted as saying that, or Westpac's been quoted as saying that the Perth property market from June 21 to June 23 is predicted to increase by 18%. The psychology of that is that people see or fear that if they don't get into the market now, they might not be able to for some time. So it further snowballs a price rise for the purchase of property, which is good news if you own property, not so good news if you can't afford to get into the market. But it also increases demand for land, house and land packages, and drives up the activity in the construction industry, which has been lagging and flagging over the last few years. And so hopefully we'll see some demand in that. Well, I think we already are seeing some demand in that area of the economy. All of these things are really good for anything in the WA economy around the real estate industry. So finally, let's hope, fingers crossed, that we're seeing the start of something very positive in the real estate industry in general.